The pandemic has been tough for everyone. We've all struggled with reduced access to in-person interaction, fewer channels of engagement, and organic accountability structures that have fallen apart. Nevertheless, students and professionals alike have had to quickly adapt to build progress towards their respective goals despite our remote world. With that in mind, we asked ourselves, how can we meaningfully foster accountability and work towards health, wellness, and productivity goals? Our answer to that is fostering progress through mutual accountability with the Slack app. Welcome to the GoalKeeper app. On the homepage, we have 4 buttons. If we click Add Task, it shows a new window. You can write the task title, deadline, its category, and the friends you want to share it with. After submitting the task information and the user ID gets updated in the database in real time. And if you share a task with a friend, they'll get a notification for that. How about we add a task right now? Send laptop in for repair. Let's do by next Wednesday. I need it for work and school. How about we share it with our friends, you, Binbin, and Manasa? I wouldn't like to add another task, so I'm going to click no. Now, let's update a task. Let's pick getting on the bike trail. So here, we can update details of existing tasks, including its task title, deadline, completion status, and the friends you've shared it with. You can also delete tasks you no longer need. Getting on the bike trail. Let's go for 100 miles this month. Let's swap in a 50. And it's clearly health and wellness. I think that's a good deadline, and I'm not finished just yet. And I'm pretty sure I want all my friends to know, so I'll leave it at that. Now, let's view my progress. By doing this, you can see how far you've come. Be sure to always celebrate your wins. So far, I've put all my walking activities on the calendar, which is pretty exciting considering that the weather is getting nicer. I have a couple of other things that I have to do, but I'm confident that I'll get to them with the support of my friends. Now that I'm thinking about my friends, I'm actually quite curious to see how they're doing. Let's check in on them. Let's pick you. While strengthening your own accountability through progress, you can motivate your friends by checking in on them. The app will send a message to your friends to ask them how they are doing. So far, Yu's got a couple of tasks here, but she hasn't completed any of them. So I'm going to send her a message to check in on her. A couple friends actually shared some progress while we were walking through the app. Let's check it out. So it looks like Binbin and Manasa shared a couple updates with me. So Binbin created a new task, and so did Manasa, and both of them also updated their tasks. I hope Binbin got her walk in. Let's check in on her. Oh wow, it looks like Binbin and Max met an adorable new friend today. In order to evaluate the GoalKeeper app, we conducted a within-subject study to evaluate whether our app improves participants' productivity and health and wellness. We investigated the following hypotheses. We were thankful that we could run our user study in the HCI Viz Lab. So kudos to Professor Nargis Mayar, Mahmoud, and the HCI Viz Lab for participating. The user study lasted for 4 days. At the beginning of the experiment, users answered a preliminary survey. In the first 2 days, users did not use our app. Instead, they completed the daily survey based on their daily life. We used data from the first 2 days as our baseline. On the third and fourth day, users began to use our app and then finished the daily survey. At the end of the user study, users were invited to finish our exit survey. We first asked our participants whether they considered themselves a highly productive and/or highly social person. 71% said that they considered themselves to be a highly productive person, whereas 43% said that they considered themselves to be a highly social person. We then asked participants what their current general perceptions of their productivity and health were. We found that 23% of our respondents said that physical health was poor or very poor nowadays. 43% said that mental wellness was poor or very poor. We then asked participants what tools they have previously used to track their goals. We found that most participants use a calendar and pen and paper to-do lists, while some use smartphone apps or kept everything in their heads. Next, we evaluated the effectiveness of our app by examining user behavior before and after using the GoalKeeper app. Although we plan to conduct a within-subject study and evaluate the effect of the app through a series of t-tests, we had only one participant who completed the daily surveys both before and during the app usage phase. And so we showed the change in participants' behavior as a result of using the app, but acknowledged that further and more rigorous analysis is needed to conclude whether these findings are generalizable across a larger population. We first hypothesized that the continued use of the GoalKeeper app would improve the health and wellness of users. We found an increase in the number of tasks completed related to physical and mental health while using the app. Users' self-reported physical health declined, but there was an increase in mental well-being on days when the app was used. These findings partially support H1. Next, we hypothesized that continued use of the GoalKeeper app would improve users' productivity. We found an increase in both the number of work, school, or productivity-related tasks, as well as user self-rating of productivity while using the app. These observations support H2. Our third hypothesis was that the shared accountability structures within the GoalKeeper app would help accomplish more user goals. However, we were unable to evaluate this hypothesis, since users did not make use of the messaging functionality in the app. This may be due to the fact that not many users actively use the app, and the ones who did not have friends on the platform to share goals with. Further study with more active and engaged participants is required to evaluate this hypothesis. Based on the exit survey, we know that users are happy to have a task keeper in Slack. Although we would need more people for generalizable results, the GoalKeeper team honestly learned a ton and a half. As a result, we definitely have plans to develop our app further. Feel free to reach out to any of us if you want to learn more about our efforts.